handle the truth.
They said I am black. That's what they told me. They said I'm a nigger. Yep, they called me that too. They told me I'm a descendant of slaves. Can you imagine that? That back on our continent, we used to climb trees and eat fruit and copulate without shame. They said we were savages. That's what they said. I remember. 400 years is a long time to remember, you know. Can't forget stuff like that. What else did they say? They said I'm subhuman. They said me and my kind were only good for one thing, and we're just good to be utilized as labor. That's what they said. Yeah, would you believe it? Then they said we couldn't be slaves no more. We were free. Yeah, we were, weren't we? 40 acres and a mule. Start out life. No need to tell you that that never happened. Because they said I'm black. Now, they said that we're not fit to live together. That we're savages. And they took our kings, their queens, and made them undergo the worst humiliation any people would ever have to endure. Because they said I'm black. Next they got a little creative. And what did they do? They decided to grace their trees with our corpses. Oh yeah, man, you should have seen it. It was sight. You see a whole bunch of them, they just gather and just, what was the name of it was called? Yeah, lynching. That's right, that's the word. Lynching. We're lynched. Beautiful families torn apart for things most of the time we weren't even guilty of, because they said we were black. And then we got together, you see, because we're genius people. And we decided to create one of the best businesses ever known to man. And Black Wall Street was born. But don't forget though, they said I'm black. So the envy was, how could a race of monkeys, as they called us, have the intelligence and discipline to set all this up? You know? And they destroyed it for us, as they're known to do from time to time. Oh fuck it, they do it every time. You know? All because they said I'm black. So here's the question though. At what point does one realize the extent of one's folly? At what point do you look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, one of these days the jig's gonna be up? At what point do you realize the foolishness that has led you to believe that you are superior? A supremacy which literally, if you look around, is creating more messes than, you know, positivity, and yet you say I'm black. So in other words, it's my fault, right? That's what they said. That's what they said. That is exactly what they said when they would bind us, men, restrain us, and force us to endure our family's abuse. Leery bleached hands, the bodies of our perfect goddesses. There were times that would get so sick, you know, we'd literally just throw up at the revulsion of the whole business, you know, and it would be quite sickening. And what made us throw up was the fact that we couldn't even do nothing because we wanted to do, but we were restrained. But you never, ever, ever have to experience that, where you will be bound and restrained just so you can be forced to watch. Instead, the bodies of our kids look dead, horizontal, flat on the ground in the streets. They expose our women's privacies all in the name of, I don't even know what to call these people. Every day you don't understand the hatred I have to fight when I see these things going around and somebody from somewhere tells me to forget it's in the past. You can knock your teeth out. All this because I'm black. Well, you get to hear this then. You want to see us march, we won't. You want to see us hold placards, we won't. You want to see us go on the news and cry our guts out, we're not going to do that. You know why? Because it's futile. Instead, about this time, we're going to sit back and watch. Watch your structure crumble. Watch everything you took the time to gather dissipate before your eyes. Watch your children suffer. As you fed ours to the gators. We're not going to do a goddamn thing. You know why? It's the universe's turn to call on her daughter, Karma. Well, we would say karma is justified. Y'all over there gonna be saying karma is a bitch. After a while, your voices will be silenced because there will be no needs. You can't speak from a lifeless body. We will lay no hands on you. We'll just watch you destroy yourselves. You're already doing that. All this, you still say I'm black. Yep. You can say whatever you want. But one thing is for sure. On that day, that time when you are screaming for help, your tears and your wailings will be drowned by the sounds of our laughter, the laughter of our children. Look at all the stuff we have to go through. All because you said I'm black. Well, black is God. You're not. So I say this to my people out there. Don't you worry. Because those of you who decide not to wake up, don't worry. Sleep until you're no longer relevant to this world. For those of you who have the courage, the guts, and the balls to stand up and take back what is yours, trust in your intuition. Do not sever your connection to the universe, for that is what keeps us in the midst of all this insanity. Just because we're black.